Far out in the darkest heart of the ocean, where the waters shimmered like polished sapphire and the currents whispered ancient songs, stood the magnificent palace of the Ocean Emperor. His crystal towers rose from coral roots, glowing gently beneath the moonlit waves. The emperor had long been widowed, and his wise, silver-haired mother ruled the palace chambers. She was proud of her royal bloodline and raised his 6 mermaid daughters with deep care, teaching them grace, music, and the lore of the world above. Each princess had been born a year apart, and though all were lovely, the youngest shone with a gentleness unlike any other. Her skin glowed like dawn upon seashells, and her eyes held the mysterious depth of the deepest ocean trenches. She never wore jewels or pearls like her sisters. Instead, she adorned herself with a simple crown of white sea lilies that reflected her pure heart. While the others played among coral arches and danced in the palace halls, the youngest princess often swam alone to her garden of crimson sea flowers. There she listened to the faint echoes of the world above and dreamed of human shores, cities, and skies she had never seen. "You long too much for the surface," her grandmother often warned. "We live far longer than humans, 300 years. True, we fade into foam at the end, but humans die young and fragile. Why envy them?" "They have immortal souls," the young mermaid whispered. "They rise beyond the stars. I would give every year of my life for just one day as a human, if it meant gaining a soul." When a mermaid turned 15, she was allowed to rise to the surface. Each year, her sisters returned with shimmering tales: moonlit waves, wide fields, forests of strange beauty, and towering ships that cut through the water like proud beasts. The youngest listened with growing longing, until at last her own 15th birthday dawned. She rose at twilight. The air kissed her face, and the sky glittered with stars. A great ship lay near, its lanterns glowing like constellations. Music floated over the sea, laughter, song, and celebration. Curious, she swam closer. Inside, she saw a handsome young prince, smiling as the sailors honored him on his birthday. His joy warmed her heart. She watched from the shadows, enchanted by his kindness and radiance. But the winds changed. A violent storm roared, shattering the calm. Waves rose like mountains, lightning split the sky, and the proud ship was torn apart. Amid the chaos, she searched desperately for the prince. She found him sinking, unconscious. Holding him close, she carried him through the raging sea until dawn broke. The storm faded, and the shore of a quiet temple appeared in the distance. With tender care, she laid him upon the soft sand. She touched his brow with a trembling kiss before hiding among the waves. A young maiden from the temple found him moments later. When the prince awoke, it was upon that maiden that his grateful eyes first fell. Watching from the sea, the little mermaid felt her heart shatter silently. The days that followed were filled with longing. She visited the shore often, gazing at the prince's distant palace, watching him from afar. She could no longer join her sister's songs or games. Her world had shifted toward the land above. Finally, driven by love and despair, she sought the only path left, the one she feared most, the dwelling of the sea witch. In the blackest region of the sea, where twisted plants curled like serpents and glowing bones lit the darkness, the witch awaited her. "I know what you want," the witch hissed. "A mortal's love, an immortal soul." She offered a potion. "One drink and your tail will split into human legs. You will walk as they do, though each step will burn like fire. You will dance with unmatched grace, but at the cost of unbearable pain." "And my voice?" asked the mermaid softly. "Your voice is the price." With magic, the witch trapped her voice within a shell and handed her the glowing potion. Heart trembling but resolute, the mermaid swam to the shore and drank it. Agonizing fire burst through her body. She collapsed unconscious on the sand. When the sun rose, the prince himself found her. He marveled at her beauty and grace, though she could not speak. He took her gently into his palace, where she danced for him with delicate steps that masked her hidden suffering. The prince grew fond of her, sharing dreams and memories, especially of the mysterious maiden he believed had saved him, the temple girl. The mermaid listened in silence, her heart aching with every word. One day, he was sent to meet a princess from a neighboring kingdom. To the mermaid's devastation, the princess was the same maiden from the temple. Filled with joy, the prince believed destiny had brought him to a savior. He announced his intention to marry her. The mermaid hid her tears behind a brave smile, though she knew her fate. At his wedding dawn, she would dissolve into sea foam. As the prince's ship sailed toward the temple kingdom, her sisters rose from the waves. Their beautiful hair had been shorn away as payment to the sea witch for a single hope, a dagger. Before sunrise, if you strike the prince's heart and let his blood fall upon your feet, You will become a mermaid again. Your life will be spared." The dagger glittered in her trembling hands. But love is not born of cruelty. With a cry of anguish, she hurled the dagger into the sea. She entered the prince's chamber one last time. He slept peacefully. She pressed a final kiss to his forehead, her tears like pearls against his skin. He stirred. His eyes opened, and in that moment, memory returned. The storm, the waves, the face that had saved him. "It was you," he breathed. "I was blind. My heart knew you. Will you be my bride?" What followed was redemption. The prince went to the temple maiden and confessed the truth. With dignity and grace, the maiden released him. "Heaven destined her for you," she said softly. "Her love brought you back from death. Go to her." Thus the ships returned, carrying the prince and his true bride home. Bells rang from every tower, banners flowed like rivers of color, and the kingdom rejoiced as the mermaid walked beside the prince, not as a creature of the sea, but as the woman he loved. Her voice, her soul, and her destiny were restored at last. The pearl of the deep sea had found her place in the world above.